Welcome back to Reaper for Podcasting. I'm Daniel Abendroth, and today we're going to extend Reaper beyond your wildest dreams. That might be a little dramatic, but we are going to take the ability to customize Reaper to the next level by installing a couple repository extension, whatever you want to call them, Repack and SWS. These add a ton of actions and effects and give you the opportunity and the ability to add community created coding and scripts to Reaper without having to do the work yourself. It's really an amazing tool that I don't think any other DAW has. So enough chatting, let's just jump into it. So you want to navigate to reaper.fm, and the one thing I just noticed about the description, Reaper supports a vast range of hardware, digital formats, and plugins, and can be comprehensively extended, scripted, and modified. And today, I'm going to show you what that means. So at the very top, you'll see resources. So click on that. And then we're going to start by downloading SWS Reaper extension. So click on that. It'll take you to a new tab. And then download the version for your system. So I'm running a Windows 64-bit. So that's what I'm going to download. And then I'm going to download it in... it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to download it just in my external hard drive where I keep Reaper. And for more information about that, click the link over here. Wherever it is, Eye in the Sky, I'll put a description about my Reaper setup, and you'll see why it's on an external hard drive. So that's where I'm going to save the SWS executable. So once that's downloaded, go ahead and open it and then run it. Blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. I agree. And then we're going to navigate to the Reaper extension or the Reaper installation folder. So if you just installed Reaper in the default location, that's probably what's going to pop up here. But since mine isn't, I'm going to browse to my external hard drive. And then I'm going to click on my Reaper installation, click OK, and then click Next, Install, and let it do its thing. Once it's done, click Close. And now we're going to run Reaper. So you won't see anything at first, but if you go under extensions, you'll see there's a lot more menu items here. So feel free to take a dive into this, read the SWS documents or the user guides or whatever they have. And you can see just how much you can do with SWS. It's really incredible what SWS has, and it's for free. Also, if you go under Actions, Show Action List, and filter by SWS, you'll see all these new actions that you now have access to. Quite a number of them. And in a future video, I'm going to get into actions and what they are and creating custom actions. And you'll want to have SWS for that. So make sure you install it now so in that future video, you're ready for it. The next thing we're going to do is install Repack. So go back to Reaper. We can close this, go back to Reaper, and then this Repack Package Manager. Click on that. It'll open in a new tab. On the right here, click on whatever build you have. Again, me is Windows 64. So then navigate to your Reaper installation, and then you're going to look for this user plugins folder. So open that, and that's where you want to install this DLL. That's where you want to download it. So click Save, downloads quickly. If you have Reaper open, go ahead and close that, and then we're going to reopen it, and you'll see this pop up. So one thing you can do, so if you just click OK, you have access to these repositories. So let's go ahead and do that. Click OK. The first thing you want to do is come up here to Extensions, go down to Repack, and then Synchronize Packages. So that'll update your Repack and all the repositories so you have access to the latest actions, effects, and scripts and everything that Repack has to offer. Okay, so in order to see what you now have access to, you can go to Browse Packages and scroll through here and see the plethora of new actions and envelopes and MIDI editors and everything that you have access to. One thing you can do if you are so inclined is if you go to Manage Repositories, go to Options, Install New Packages when synchronizing, and then click OK. It'll go ahead and install pretty much the entire repository. So as you can see, it has 2,990. Most of these you're probably not going to use, so this step is optional. We're going to use some of them in future videos when I go through actions and the custom actions that I've created. So whenever we get to that point, if you just want to install the ones you need for that, you can totally wait for that. And if you want to go through the repositories and see what you can use, I highly encourage you to do that as well. So if you do install everything, it's going to take a little while. So, all right. So you might get this notice whenever you synchronize sometimes. One or more native Reaper extensions were installed. These newly installed files won't be loaded until Reaper is restarted. So we'll do that in a second. So click OK. And here's a summary of everything that it just did. So you can see it installed 1,479 items. So you might want to scroll through and see what you did. There was one error. So whatever, click OK. Now let's go ahead and restart Reaper so we can make sure to have access to everything that was installed. So because we install some language packs, we get to choose which ones we want. I'm going to stick with English because that's the language that I know. So now, whenever we go into actions, show action list, you may notice that there is a ton more actions. Notably, so if you do a search for XRAME, these are ones that we're going to use later, but just to show you that a lot more has been installed. So now you have both of the SWS and the repack installed. You might be wondering what you do with them. So I encourage you from Reaper, if you go back to SWS, read through the documents below. There's not really good documentation about it, but you can probably find a lot of resources on YouTube. And I will be going over a couple that I use for podcast editing in future videos. As for repack, if you come up to this repository list, you'll see there are a ton of things that you can already download right away. I'm going to show you one that I highly recommend. It's going to be the Sonic Anomaly JS effects. So just click on here. It highlights everything. Control copy to copy that link. If you go back into Reaper, under extensions, down to repack, and if you import repositories, click that or paste that link here. And you can paste more than one. So if you want to also get Leonardo Facchinetti, I think you pronounce his name. He's also on YouTube. He has some really good videos as well. Just put that on a new line. And now it'll install both of these, whatever they have. So click OK. It'll do its thing. It'll download all these. Much faster than the initial download. But now you can see what these have to offer. So Sonic Anomaly is a plugin creator. And there's one plugin that I highly recommend to help you balance your audio to get it to like a consistent level. Okay, did not expect it to take that long. But once again, you see this transaction report and you'll see everything that was installed. So we have a few new plugins, the 5.1 Master Limiter, Bass Professor, as well as some utilities and things from Leonardo. So I'm going to click OK. So I'm going to show you the effects that we just added. So click Effects, and this will be for Master Track or any other tracks. And then you can go to New and see what we've just recently installed. So here are the ones from Leonardo, all the ones that he's created. And the one that I want to show you is called Tri-Leveler right here. And so this, you can just set your target LUFS, and then it will balance the audio in order to achieve -16 LUFS on your track. So that's really handy to use whenever you're needing to balance your audio. So a lot of really cool things are now at your disposal once you have these installed. If you have any questions or if you have topics that you want me to cover, leave a comment down below and I'll definitely respond. And if you are looking for a community of like-minded individuals that love to use Reaper for their podcast production, then I encourage you to join the Facebook group Reaper for Podcasting. I'll put a link in the description, or you can go to rothmedia.audio/Reaper group. And until next time, I will see you later.